Hey everybody, it's Barbara. I'm back with another in the background video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do emboss resist using a new stamp from My Favorite Things called Fine Chevron Background. I'm inking it up with Sweet Tooth pigment ink, and I'm going to stamp it on some Sweet Tooth cardstock. As I think I've mentioned to you before, for these large rubber backgrounds, I really like to stamp, put the ink on, and then lay my cardstock on it, and then rub it with a piece of copy paper in between. I get a better image that way. So I have put my powder on now, and I'm getting ready to heat emboss. I think you can notice the pattern is emerging now. While I'm embossing, let me tell you that I decided to add another part to this video other than the background, so the editing might get a little choppy a little bit later, so I apologize for that ahead of time. Okay, that part's done. I'm going to return my powder to the jar and then get ready to do the resist part. Okay, you can see what a nice pattern you've got. It has a nice texture, and it's raised really nicely. At first I was going to start with a yellow, but I changed my mind. I'm going to start with wild cherry ink now instead. And when you first start doing this, it is much better if you start working in circles and start off of the cardstock on a craft mat. You can do it on like a paper pad or something, but a craft mat really makes it a lot easier because your sponge will move more consistently smoothly. So now I'm going on to Orange Fizz, blending in to the red as well as blending out on the other edge. And now we're up to Lemon Drop, doing the rainbow thing. Again, blending in both directions. Next up is Sour Apple. Also again, starting off of the card onto and from your craft sheet or whatever surface you're sponging on. Next is Blue Raspberry, following the rainbow theme, blending. If you start in the middle rather than off of the edge, you will have darker in the middle and you won't have as smooth a transition between colors. And finally with Grape Jelly. So now that that's done, I am going to mat it with a piece of black licorice cardstock in preparation for adding it to the card base. And for my card base, I have chosen a Sweet Tooth cardstock base, cut A2 size with a top fold. And I'm just going to pop that rainbow panel up on foam. I like some white space around something that has that much color because it really makes it pop. And it's not so overwhelming if you have some white space to balance all that color out. So adhering that in the center. And next up I have a strip that I have dry embossed with a new stencil for October called Positive Sign. I did it on the diagonal, and I am just going to add it right across on top of my rainbow panel. So I just put a piece of tape on either end to support it. now that part's done. Now we're going to do the sentiment. This black licorice layer is from a new STAX die called Stitched Oval STAX, and I am using a set called Gifting Fun, and I'm going to stamp it on a sweet tooth cardstock oval cut with Oval STAX with black licorice ink. Oops, cat hair. Can't have that. More cat hair. So after I've cleaned this, I'm going to show you now how I season my stamps that have a large area of smooth surface on them, just with a rubber eraser. It gives it a little more tooth for the ink to grab into. So inking it with black licorice ink. As you can see, I do recycle. Mistakes. And I'm just going to layer that with the black licorice stitched oval. Make sure I don't have any stray ink. And that will be popped up on the card as well. I might decide to add a little more foam to the top and the bottom of this to put it up a little bit higher, and yeah, I think I like that better. This is the kind of thing you can just play by ear. Actually, this card could be done pretty quickly by just adhering everything. You really don't have to pop anything up. I just really like the dimension that that gives you. But it would be fairly easy to mass produce if you didn't stop to do the foam tape. I'm going to get that nice and straight before I adhere it down tightly. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the gift card holder part. We have new dies in October called Gift Card Grooves. There are several options with this. You have just a slot, which is what I'm going to do, and you also have the little tabs, two sizes to go in either direction you want. So I've already cut this slot for us, and it holds a piece of money quite well as a gift card. So I want the bottom part of this to not come loose if I stick a gift card or money in it. So I'm just going to put a piece of ScorTape across the bottom of this, just to make sure it does not come loose and the gift fall out. So now I'm going to stamp a sentiment, also from Gifting Fun, at the top. And it says, "Everyone loves a card with money inside." And that is true. Seasoning my stamp, cleaning off all the rubber dust. I'm using black licorice ink, and of course sweet tooth cardstock. Now see how the money looks with the sentiment in there. There's a little bit of room at the bottom I think needs something, and we'll see what we can find. I just want to see how it will look in the card, and it fits great. So I'm going to use this little dollar sign to stamp across the bottom sort of randomly, just kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. Several times. There are other sentiments that certainly work for a gift card, so this one I wanted to put cash in, so I used one with money inside. Okay, so that part is done, and now I'm going to finish adhering it to the inside of my card. Now the ScorTape at the bottom will make sure that the adhesive does not come loose. Actually, I think that looks a little plain. I think I will add a layer of black. So I got out my black licorice cardstock and cut a map for that. So not only is it a little bit of a border around it, but it shows through the slot as well. And I think that is a nice touch. So I'm going to put that inside my card. Adhere it down. And slip the money in. It's pretty tight, which is a good thing, so that your gift won't fall out. And there you have it. Thanks so much for watching.